Okay, folks, this is my maiden voyage in my Cobra replica that I bought earlier this year in, let's say, May, June 2026. And literally pulling out of the garage. Lots of checks. I'm going to introduce my first hot rod, any mistakes, was it worth it, any lessons learned. Also introduce the car a little bit, maybe a little more in this one, but this is going to keep going for a while. Put the speed up really fast. I'll just talk you through kind of getting out of the driveway here. You know, I did test drive this with my wife and took a couple tiny drives, you know, illegally, but this is the first one. Okay, take a listen. You can hear a horn. Yep, there it is. Okay, I'll talk more about that horn in a second. All right, I'll introduce the car first. That's probably what people want to hear. This is a Factory 5 Cobra replica, their Roadster. It's a Mark III. It was built in 2012. I picked it up with 14,000 miles. I'm the third owner. It was built to be a daily driver by the original driver. There's a heater in there for driving in the winter. All sorts of safety stuff. I really do like it. It's a little higher mileage than some of the others, but it was daily driven for like 10,000+ miles every day to work for a mechanic. So I think that's a good sign. It has a 302 cubic inch Ford Boss V8 Tremec T5Z transmission. It has 4-wheel disc brakes, 13-inch in the front, 4-wheel independent suspension, power steering. That's really nice. It has GT silver metallic with black stripes. It's a Porsche specified gray. We have 17-inch knockoff wheels with 285/40 ZR17 Michelin Pilot Sport AS tires. Massflow EFI system, fuel injection, conversion kit, E303 camshaft, aero fuel components, true track differential. We're at 3.55 to 1. Stainless side outlet, exhaust pipes. We have a performance cooling system, Kirky bucket seats, Scroff racing harnesses. They're going to go soon. An actual heater, like I mentioned. It has a quick release Momo steering wheel with a horn on it, and a bunch of interesting and less common sort of safety features that, you know, are nerd for me. It has a bunch of style points. There's no emblems on the car, which I like. The color is mellow. It's like road colored, which is good. I almost bought a red and a yellow one and a couple other loud colors. I'm actually kind of happy that it's not the brightest car in the road. Has a nice paint job, dual row hoops, reasonable entry or better level gauges. I do need to polish the interior, which is great. I love that, and no radio yet. The only sort of problem that I have run into with this is that it does spike a little bit in the idle when it's cold. So even like right now, you might hear the engine revving up. It makes me nervous, but it's okay right now. We're gonna take this into a shop in about a week from this recording, see what they say. But everything seems to be running good. We're getting good oil pressure, oil temp, engine temperature, voltage is good. All the gauges are reading where they should be. I'm considering it about a 6,000 orange red line, and I really don't cross the 6K mark with that. All in all, it's a hell of a lot of fun to drive. It took a little bit of adjusting. It is not a modern car. It is more like a go-kart with a V8 and a nice body. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. It's just, you know, I have a GR86 for the daily driver, and you're going into a spaceship, everything works, you can just beat the living shit out of it, and it's not a hot rod, and I like the hot rod more. And hot rods have limitations, but doesn't mean I don't like them more. Okay, so this is my first real hot rod. And honestly, I've had a fascination with gas engines my whole life, and I've been wanting to pick this up forever and ever. My father told me a story when I was a kid about riding in a real Cobra when he was younger, and the thing was so damn fast it threw his head back and he split his head open on one of the fasteners for the soft top for Cobra. And I don't know if that seeded me. I don't know if it's just because this is the coolest looking car that ever existed. It's just been with me. I also have a general disgust to the rolling computers. You know, the GR86 is fun and great, and I'm not going to say I'd never buy a modern car, but they're doing more things in the modern car than I'm a fan of. I hate power locks. I hate power windows. I hate the fact that if you turn on the car, my wife drives the car out of the driveway, it takes over my phone Bluetooth, at least for a while. I'm just done with that. I'm done. I don't want software or internet dependency on my car. I want to get in there, turn a key and drive, and I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of the modern conveniences for that. I do like the larger old school V8s, but I'm also interested in some of these smaller or fewer cylinder, high revving, powerful Japanese origin engines. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know if I'd put them in here, but as much as I love the Cobra and the Legacy, I'm going to do what I want with this car, and I'm going to make it what I want. And I want something that's appropriately safe, appropriately fast, looks cool, which it already has. So like an LS swap is on the table. I'd do that. And if the Cobra nerds want to get mad at me, I don't really care because I'm going to have fun driving this thing. So worth it. Was it worth it? Did I make any mistakes? I've had about 2 months now. I feel like I got a good car. It's the right power, right build, right options. You're never going to match perfectly, but for buying something sight unseen on Bring a Trailer, I did good, okay? I've tested some larger horsepower Cobras, and they scared me off. Honestly, 600-700 horsepower Cobras are just too much of a pain in the ass to drive. I don't want it. These people are doing 427 side oilers with the 4-speed transmission like it was back in the day. No, it's unreasonable. Like, if you want to drag, or if that's your fine, but honestly, for something that I just want to hang out, go to car shows, drive around with my son or my wife, like that's not a 600 plus horsepower unit. So mistake-wise, honestly, not much stands out. Again, I've got about a month under the belt, maybe 200 miles, almost all local, barely getting over 50, 60 much, but the highway certainly is fun. It is June and July right now, so it's hot, like outside, like 95 plus, super sticky. So the driving's hot, but it's running fine. The temperatures are good, and it's still fun as hell, even if sometimes I'm just sweating in that seat. But no mistakes really jump out right now. It's 100% worth it for me, and this is a great place for me to focus energy and free time that I have. And this is a hobby that I pivoted into basically after leaving drones for 10 years. So lessons learned. Let's see. Not a lot has been learned yet. My bidding strategy I used is quite wise. I may talk about that another day, but on Bring a Trailer and some of the others, I deployed some strategies that I know from eBay and then augmented them for larger products, and a whole psychology game there. I'd love to talk to the guy who I was bidding against to see what he was thinking, because I almost tapped out and I won it within $500 of my limit. I would say one lesson that I've definitely learned in getting into this stuff is it's pretty straightforward. I should have pursued hot rods and cars earlier in life. Possibly instead of music. It's a hard one because I had a lot of fun playing music for 10 plus years and 1,000 shows, but I should have looked into auto repair and auto modding in that culture. I think that would have been more wise for me. Music is much more of a dead end as compared to cars. Now, you can dead end yourself in cars, but you can still get a job as a mechanic or run a shop or become a tuner or just side gig on this stuff. And knowing how to fix cars and gas engines, I think, is really valuable. I would prefer to buy in person, but there's only so many of these for sale locally. And a year of looking locally and including a few large East Coast cities, using an 8-hour drive maximum to check out a car, I only ran into about 10 of maybe 100 plus that were worth investigating further, be it call, test drive, or otherwise. So you kind of have to go national. I was a little sketchy on eBay, but I wasn't ruling it out. But the Bring a Trailer, I don't know, it pulled me in. Okay, about that horn. It does have a removable steering wheel with a horn, so you have a little plug that goes on the side. For some reason, when I turn the steering wheel with it plugged in, it's just shorting out, meaning the horn goes off. It's going to be an easy repair. That's kind of my bailiwick right there, but I have it unplugged, and we still have a horn button. It's the little button in between the two big gauges. You can see it on the screen, so that's going to be good. I do have plans for it, but I'm really not going to be modding or doing anything until I get it through a shop. I understand what state it's in. If there's something that needs to be repaired for safety or similar, I'm going to do that first. Once the car is sort of settled and I know we're in good running shape, then seats are coming out first. I'm going to put sliding racks in there and more Cobra-styled seats, and then work on the interior and some consumer electronics. So the interior is underfinished, which is great. I have I like it, and I'm going to do good. And I need to do some little things like there's a 12-volt power supply for charging the phone, but it's not switched to the ignition, so that'll drain your battery. I'm probably going to put in a little bit of a bank for generating 5-volt power with the once the ignition's turned on. That's kind of like my next hot one. And then honestly, I know this sounds so bougie, but I can't figure out how to hold the car in there, how to handle that. So I may consider a Apple Play unit in there, but that's going to be a little further down the road. And I think it really just comes down to seats, a little bit of electronic convenience, and then starting to plot out the interior. And for the interior, I'm really just talking about kind of the floors and the transmission. Well, otherwise, this thing has been more fun than I could have imagined. It changes your mindset. I think it's made me a better driver in just a month, where maybe I was a little bored and ragey on the GR86, just wanted to go fast or take turns. This thing, when I'm driving it, and now everywhere I drive, it's just more of a chill. Like, let's have fun. Let's look around. Head's on a swivel. You have a different attitude. Everybody likes a car and waves at you. So it just brings out what I feel like is the best part of me. And I'll round this out with where did I go on my first trip? Well, I went to Testosterone Alley. I drove my Cobra to the range to do some training. All right, that's it. I'll be back with more. And this is just me documenting life with a Cobra. And if anybody wants to reach out, there should be some sort of contact information where you can track me down. Otherwise, have a good day, and I'm going to be out on the road.